What is up? Welcome back to another episode with Joshua Hayden Scott. Actually, this is going to be the first episode for sure because the last thing that I did, I didn't know that my audio was low. I didn't know. You guys couldn't hear what I was saying. So I had to turn up my audio. Hopefully, it's not too loud. It might be loud. We're going to find out. So, this video is typically, I'm just going to do a quick run through of Ableton. We're probably going to make just a simple. This is gonna be a simple post, maybe like a 20-minute video. I'm just gonna do a timer now. So yeah, so let's just go ahead and run through Ableton. Once again, this is Ableton. I really enjoy using Ableton, and it's the second DAW that I've gotten into. The first one that I got into was FL Studio. My best friend Santos was the one who taught me how to start making music. On FL Studio, we did a lot of sampling. I think later on in my episodes of teaching you guys, I will like to get into sampling again. But that's gonna be later on. But today we're typically just gonna make just regular music. I don't really know how you can consider it. Maybe in the comments you guys can tell me what we are doing, and this will help me out with more videos for other people. But I just wanted to put out as much content as I can, so we're just gonna go through these sounds to see what we can find. You know, I don't know. Let's see. What do y'all think? This bell patterns. We'll see how that goes. So what I like to do is I believe that it's the key of C. Now I'm not the best of music theory, but as you see we're hitting the C right here, right? And I like to just pretty much just space it out when I'm hitting the keys. So I'm hitting like each, so what I'm hitting is A, D, G, and G. So if I hit them all together, it sounds like that, right? And if I add a L, just that sounds kind of cool. We're gonna see what we can do with that. Alright. It's not too bad, right? So what I'm trying to do is now, what I did was just now before the bar was in bar 15, which is this up left hand corner right here, where my cursor is. I right click and I press right here on this little where the markers are. I right click and I press set 1.1.1 here, which is the start of the bar that we're looking at. So we're just gonna also, Ableton is kind of cool. What it does is, like, when you're playing music and stuff like that, it kind of just sets a tempo for you. So the tempo that we're at right now is 105. We started at 120, which is like the original heart rate of our original BPM of a human instincts, I believe. So we're just gonna go from there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mess around, trying to make it sound better. And we're just going to try to build from it and just see what we can do, you know. I do like that. I think I like how it distance off. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to let it distance off. And it's going to hit right here on this third bar. See how it still has this black line is where it's distancing off. That's what I'm considering the distance off. It gives it just enough time for it to hit the next note. I think I want this to be a little bit of a slower song. So I don't like that one. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to try and find something else. So no. Maybe. I'm not too sure. I kind of want to hear the tempo, so what we're going to do is we're going to go up here right below this options. It is this tempo bar. We're going to click that. Kind of cool, right? It's a little something. So what we're going to do now is I like to add on some delay to it and then reverb. So we're going to add that on. Sometimes it's a slight notice that you can hear to it. Hear that? See that? So I'm gonna take that back. But there's something about the piano that I don't like that hits. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna mess around with these knobs that we have here and see if I can make it sound just maybe not as punchy as it is. Or maybe I don't really know how to explain that. It has too much of a I don't know. Like sharpness maybe? Something. There's something in there, I just can't find it. But really I'm just gonna mess around with it. And just see what we can find out. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to audio effects. Let me see if I can find something cool in here. Mess around with some different sounds. See what this does. Okay. It sounds a little bit different now, huh? It doesn't have that much of that sharp. Yeah, that's cool. So now it doesn't have that much of that sharpness to it, right? So now we're getting a little something different. So now let's go ahead and just keep building on that. I mean, what do you guys think would sound better with this? I honestly, what I try to do is, when I'm alone, I just go through it and just go through different sounds, and different sounds until I find something that sounds compatible, you know? So, as we got that going, I mean, I don't know, I guess we'll just keep messing around and just, you know, find different instruments, come up with new sounds. It could be, we could do drums now, we could do all kinds of stuff. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm just going to see if I can try to find another melody and mess around with the melody. If I don't find anything with the, I don't know, the melody or some type of bass note, if I don't find anything there, then I'll just go ahead and branch off and then do the drums and just go from there. Now what if I made this one hit like one, you know, like two, like one, like, you know, I don't know. I could try to do something like that. I just think it's too loud that it's not adding. I don't think it's adding the color that I want. Something interesting. It's very interesting, you know. I wasn't expecting to make this with you guys today. So, one thing about these videos that I know, I just want to create. Like, I really just want to create and see what we come up with. And this is pretty cool. I was able to come up with something like this. This is something I've never created before. So, yeah. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try to find a bass. Maybe a little bass that we're going to play around with the... Nah. What I'm going to do is I can't focus on the bass, so I'm gonna focus on some drums. Cause I'm hearing hearing some claps. I'm hearing some shakers. You know, I'm hearing something that's shaking around. Just some percussion. Just something just going around. Guess we could do that. It's not mine. It's from somewhere else that I have in here. Alright, we're gonna try to see if this fits in, y'all. It might be a little 6 BPMs faster than the actual tempo. Alright, so we got some shakers in here. One thing about this though, I do want it to be like a video that people can follow along. So what I'm probably gonna do is I'm probably gonna make my own shakers. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to find some sounds for shakers. It's gonna be kind of hard, but I'm gonna do something. Sorry, y'all, I just got into the zone and then just stopped talking. So we got a drums going on. Oh, it's not bad actually. And I think I found my bass. Alright, so I got 8 minutes, y'all. I got 8 minutes. 8 minutes left for this video, and then I am gonna end it. Okay, so next, I got my bass. So I guess I'm going off topic now. So I got my bass, I got my sounds. I'm probably not gonna be using any more stock stuff. I'm just gonna be going to some of the sounds that I have. And in the comments, if you guys want these sounds, please let me know. I'll be happy to send them out to you guys. I really don't care. But I mean, yeah, that's where we start, right? Start. So we got the kicks, we got the bass up in here. So what we do now is, okay. Well, if I got the kicks, like, that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna end the video on that note.